Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be answering your questions about lip filler. So if you're interested, just keep on watching. Alrighty, so a while back I did a poll on Instagram. If you guys had questions, what would you want to know? And you guys really gave me a lot of questions. Now I'd kind of forgotten about doing this video, so I thankfully had screenshotted all of the questions. I have them here on my phone, so we're just gonna go through them. And a lot of you guys asked kind of similar questions, so I'm not gonna necessarily read like every single one. I'm probably just gonna address some of the more common ones like as a collective, if that makes sense. So first things first, most people ask, how much does it cost, pricing, how much did you pay? How much were they? Before we get into this, I feel like I should leave a disclaimer that I am the office manager and marketing head at Facial Innovations by Sherry, which is a medical spa. Sherry Marticelli is the owner and nurse injector there. She's an RN, has been doing it for over 15 years, so a lot of my knowledge has come from my training with her. Now, coincidentally, she was actually the first person I ever went to, and I just found her. I didn't know I was gonna be seeing her. I was just booked at her previous place of work. She is the only person who has ever done my lips. And yeah, I've been getting lip filler for probably the past 2-ish years now. I've had touch-ups and tried all different kinds, but all of it has been with Sherry. So this is kind of where I'm getting my knowledge and experience from. And again, I'm purely speaking from my perspective. I just felt like I had to get that out there and let you guys know if you didn't already. A lot of you guys do know that. So anyway, so pricing. One of the most commonly asked questions is about price. How much does it cost? Pricing, how much were they? Etc. You guys are asking. And from what I've done research on in the market, this pricing is pretty standard across the board in the United States. So for Juvederm Ultra, well actually there's a couple different types of lip fillers that you can get. All of them have different like purposes and types, but you're looking at around anywhere between $500 and $600. On average. Now, every place is a little bit different, but I want to let you guys know, that being said, this is an investment. So a lot of you guys asked, pricing, is it expensive? Yes, you know, it is an investment, and there's something important to know is that not only are you paying for the product, you're also paying for your injector. So I have said this once and I will say it again until I'm blue in the face, who you go to matters, you guys. Injection is truly an art. Just like you get your hair cut or colored, or just like you get your makeup done, you know, who you go to matters. Not everybody is gonna do this same type of job. Sherry, for example, she's been in the business for over 15 years. She's actually a national trainer on the art of injection. So she literally goes around and trains your doctors, your nurses on how to inject Juvederm products for Allergan. So she's really knowledgeable and just has the experience. She has the eye for it. She knows how to really play up symmetry and making your face look as natural and enhanced as possible. It seriously is not one size fits all with injectors, you guys. And I always tell this to our clients too. There's a list of things to price shop on. Laundry detergent, bras 2 for $40. List of things not to price shop on, your face. Okay? Do I need to say it again? List of things not to price shop on, your face. It's just not worth it. And I have seen so many people go and get botched jobs by someone that put a not genuine product in their face. We have had clients get silicone injected into their lips, which you actually have to get that cut out. So there's really no helping that. And it's like, you really just want to make sure if this is something you're thinking about, don't cheap out on it, because you're going to end up paying for it in the long run anyway. You're going to pay more getting it fixed than you would have just spending the original investment in the first place. So that brings me to the next question, which is, Did you get the ones that dissolve away? Yes. I don't recommend permanent lip injections. The thing that is beautiful, and Kalani is chewing his bone in the background, so sorry if you can hear that. I feel like I'm apologizing for him in like every single video. In the family of Juvederm fillers, they are made up of a hyaluronic acid base. There are also other components to the product, but essentially hyaluronic acid is naturally occurring in the body. The Juvederm fillers themselves actually stimulate collagen production, which means as time goes on and they are in your body, the more water you drink, they will actually have like a naturally plumping effect and continue to be pliable, plump, add volume in those areas. Each filler has a different lifetime, basically, or a different life expectancy on average. FDA approved by the FDA. So, for example, Juvederm Ultra is FDA approved to last between 8 months and a year. Some people hold on to it even a little bit longer than that. Some people hold on to it way less than that. Everybody's body metabolizes it differently, and that can depend on a lot of factors in your life. So me, for example, I'm very active. I work out 5 to 6 days a week. I drink a ton of water, and I have a naturally high metabolism. I eat a lot of food as well. I personally go through my lip filler a lot faster, I think, than most people. I would say on average between every 4 and 5 months, if not 6 at the longest, I'm ready for a touch-up to plump it up, get things looking a little more juicy, and that's also the aesthetic that I like. You know, I personally like a fuller pout, something that's a little pouty, has a little attitude. That's just my preference. Everybody's different. And the other thing with fillers, they can be, you know, as natural as you want it to look or as fake as you want it to look. Your injector should be listening to your needs and what you want. So other types of fillers, for example, Juvederm Voluma, which is not used in the lips, it's actually used for the cheeks, is FDA approved to last up to 2 years. So it really kind of depends the type of filler you're getting and on you personally how your body metabolizes it. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. That's another thing I think about a lot with filler and Botox even. They are temporary, and I think a lot of people are kind of disappointed or put off by that because they're like, well, it's so expensive. The thing is, me personally, if I'm putting something in my body, it's actually kind of a relief to know that it's natural enough that my body is going to, you know, absorb it and metabolize it on its own safely. So yeah, on that same tip, someone asked, how many times do you have to go in to see the difference? You should have a consultation with your nurse injector, and whoever you go to, by the way, guys, they should be a registered nurse or an MD. You do not need to go to anybody who is not licensed to do this. Trust me, you will regret it. Should have a consultation with them, and in which from then on you guys can go over your goals. I recommend showing up with like pictures of other people's lips that you really like, or things that are kind of similar to yours that you really like as well. And then you guys can kind of talk about your goals, your aesthetic desires, and from there kind of come up with a treatment plan. I personally think you should notice a difference after your first treatment if your nurse injector did what she wanted them to correctly. For me, my lips, they are pretty full right now. I have been slowly building them up over the last 2 years. So I'm sure if you guys are OGs and you've been watching my videos forever, you remember when I had no lips. It's something that is easier to like gradually build up to get to where you want rather than just going all in at once, because there can maybe be some complications that way. So it really depends on your starting place and what your desired end goal is for kind of the frequency that you're gonna have to go in to get to the desired result. So another question is pros and cons of different types if you can. I would say the pros and cons kind of depend on you and your desires. So what one person might think is a pro, another person might think is a con. I'll just go through and list the 3 types of Juvederm fillers for lips that have different properties very definitively. You have Juvederm Ultra, which is very common. It has a moderate amount of volume. It's gonna smooth out any lip lines you might have, and it can be used, you know, to really enhance your pout. Then you have Juvederm Ultra Plus. If you want to get technical with it, it has a larger molecular structure, which actually is going to give you even more volume. So I have tried all three of these that I'm gonna tell you about. Juvederm Ultra Plus is my current favorite just because I love my fuller lips. Juvederm Ultra Plus basically does the same thing as Ultra, helps fill out lip lines, adds volume, definition. It's a really nice product. And then you have Juvederm Volbella, which I do have a video of Juvederm Volbella as well. I will try to link it in the description box in case you're interested. Juvederm Volbella actually has a smaller molecular size, so you're virtually not getting hardly any volume. We call it like the lip gloss of fillers. It's for a very, very, very natural look. It's going to smooth out the lip lines and add a tiny, teeny little bit of volume. That's about it. Not gonna get fullness out of it really. It's just gonna be super subtle. So most people, I would say, probably gravitate towards Ultra because your injector can actually use less of the product if you want more of a natural look. Then you might even have some left over to use. The way that lip filler is measured is by a syringe. So you're basically purchasing one syringe of Juvederm blank, whichever you and your injector decide is the best for you. From there, based on what your needs are, you guys can formulate a plan whether how much of it you're going to use, if you need 2 syringes, if you're only going to use half, that sort of thing. So us personally at Facial Innovations, we charge for the full syringe, and then if you don't use all of it at that time, you can come back and receive the rest of it for a touch-up treatment. So we don't really charge by half the syringe at all. There's not really, honestly, a sanitary way to do that. So a lot of people are asking, does it hurt? Does it hurt? How much does it cost? Does it hurt? Yeah. Let me remind you guys, you are talking to the girl who has hand tattoos, which literally hurt like a biatch, but I still sat through it, and I'm here to tell the story, I guess. Does lip filler hurt? Well, let me just start off by saying we do have a topical numbing cream that we'll put on your lips so that it honestly takes away the majority of the feeling, and you can't even really feel when she is poking you with the needle. The Juvederm family of lip fillers actually have a numbing agent inside the filler itself. So as she is injecting the product, the filler is going to be numbing your lips as well, kind of from the inside out. For most people, they really don't hardly feel it. It might feel like a little pinch or stinging. If I had to rate it, I would say probably 5 out of 10. I mean, you're gonna feel it, but at the end of the day, you just have to think, like, if it's something that's worth it to you, then the pain is worth it, and it's only temporary. You're not gonna be hurting forever. For me personally, I actually weirdly metabolize the numbing topical cream, so I don't even put it on anymore because I still feel it no matter what. So I just do mine without any numbing. But if it's your first time, I highly recommend, you know, you do the numbing, and you'll kind of figure out what works for you from there. So I hope that answers all of your guys' questions. If you think of any other questions that you might have, please just comment them down below and I will try to answer them as best I can. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please support me by subscribing to my channel before you leave. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!